Hi, everybody. Welcome in. It's Jesse Addy, Upper West Side of Manhattan. Goldstein is in Jersey.
In Jersey. What's up, Jesse?
Nobody puts Goldstein in a corner
except myself.
Except Goldstein.
In the corner.
On Facebook Live. So we love having everybody in here at noon now, Monday through Friday, where we kind of run through what's going on with the radio station, what's going on in country music, what's going on in the tri-state, and we just kind of check in. And if you want to just make this your daily lunch habit, we love that too, right? Mm-hmm. We ordered Mediterranean last night. I get chicken wings from the Mediterranean spot.
Oh, that sounds
good. It's like, the compromise that the girlfriend and I have. So I got some of those to finish on. I got a salad. What's for lunch for Goldstein today? Of course, you probably eat lunch at 10 in the morning with your hours.
Yeah. Well, speaking of food, listen to this. I ordered a DoorDash last night, just one little chicken bowl thing from Boston Market. The driver shows up with these two massive bags of food, and I'm like, you probably got the orders mixed up or something. So we look in there because she gets nervous, and there's chicken and ribs and every single side and cornbread and everything. And then she's like, "You can just keep it." I'm like, "You don't have to bring it back or anything?" She's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." So I got food for the week right now.
Lunch at Goldstein's from this time on. Probably because with everything going on, and once they hand it to you, it's it's gone. Mm-hmm. So we get that for sure. Let's see who's jumping here to say hi. Our first comment of the day is from Linda. Happy first day of fall. We got a story about raking leaves that may, at least I would have loved as a kid. If I had seen this story, I would have told my mom right away. And hi to Yankee Steffi, who's in there as well. And she says, sitting at your new desk, which I talked about with Kelly Ford, I think, this morning. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I don't know when the mic's on and when the mic's not. But yes, this is part of the new desk and the new screen.
Drum roll.
Well, this is all you're going to see of it. I'll give a full tour
okay.
at some point. All right. So thanks, everybody, jumping in. If you didn't hear, 5 states now have been added to the Tri-States quarantine list. So if you are watching from or have family and friends coming from Nevada, Arizona, Minnesota, Wyoming, and Rhode Island, they need to now quarantine, just so you know.
Could be a long 2 weeks for them.
I know are you going to one of these states?
I'm heading down in 2 or 3 weeks to Delaware to actually DJ a wedding, which I haven't done since the New Year's Eve was my last wedding I did.
Wow.
And I was kind of nervous. I'm like, I'm going to have to quarantine when I get back. But I think they just came off the list pretty recently. Yeah. So it should be all right.
For some reason, Delaware seems to come on and off the list every 5 days or something. They're on Mondays to come on and then Fridays to come off. So I don't really quite understand it. But again, those 5 states, Nevada, I think it's Nevada. I always said Nevada. Nevada, Arizona, Minnesota, Wyoming, and Rhode Island, which is just up the road. So keep that in mind. Also, things to watch out for. I guess just to keep in mind, we saw this 90% of New York City bars and restaurants couldn't pay full rent in August, according to a survey. So now we're getting close to indoor dining. Now the outdoor dining is obviously going to be coming to an end thanks to Mother Nature at some point. So we're going to make sure that we keep our favorite spots around the city, Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut. All our people in the service industry that are watching right now, we know you're struggling, and this is the proof in I don't know if proof in the pudding is the right way. But obviously they're hanging on by a thread. So if there's any way, if you're thinking should I eat out or eat out, just get something, help out your local spot. So do that. Mm-hmm. That full story at NewYork'sCountry947.com. Michael Esposito's in here, says, "Hey boys, Yankee Steffi, big fan of the new desk. It's right behind him. It's right there." I'll give the full tour. We'll say that for Friday. We'll build up to the tour of the desk. It's basically, you can see 75% of it. There's just this part over here that is all rainbows and unicorns. It's the best.
And the big deal is that those are basically the new toilet paper, right? They're impossible to find now.
It's hard to find a desk. I had to put this one together because we went into the store. For people that didn't hear this morning, I was talking to Kelly about the desks, and maybe you can relate to this. We got in there and they have all the desks on display, and the woman was like, "We only have 3 of these." And I was like, "Oh, well, can I see the box? Because I got to haul this out here. So I want to know how much I got to carry." She's like, "Oh, no, we don't have any of them in stock. We only have 3 of these you can actually order online right now. Everything else is gone."
Was it back ordered for a while, or did they have it?
Well, this one, I went to 2 stores over. I was like, this is the last, the land of the misfit desks.
Nice.
I was
like, Black Friday sale. Get your desk. That'll be the big thing this year.
Well, they would say when I got the desk, it was like people, she was like, you don't know how many families come in here and they got their little kids and like, oh, we're going to have this, they got to do school from home. And they're like, we don't have any desks for you. And little kids are sad. It's like when you go to the amusement park and you're just not quite tall enough for the roller coaster. And you're like, So I was like, oh, that's, when she was telling me, I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then she looked, she was like, no, it's really sad. I was like, oh, that's true. It is. It is sad. So get your desks if you can. All right. Don't mark them up. Katie Neal, by the way, if you could listen to her, she's on the radio right now. It's very cool that she's doing every weekday at 2:00. I thought I took this picture, by the way, but she says it was taken at a wedding. I took some other. It was like we were in the studio and she was like up against that backdrop, that's got all the logos in that day. She's like, take my picture for the website. But I guess I don't remember wearing this dress. That probably was from a wedding.
And then downstairs by the theater, there's that big white wall. Remember we did a whole photo shoot down there with the confetti?
Is that where? Yeah. I don't know what that
maybe
was.
you took it after all.
I think so. I want my photo credit. That's all I care about. Anyway, every weekday at 2:00, it's the Superstar Power Hour. Katie Neal is now having someone on. So last week it was Luke Bryan. And today and the rest of this week, it's Darius Rucker, which is very cool. So we'll check out some of Katie Neal and Darius Rucker hanging out. So every day, imagine that, every day at 2:00, it's just Katie Neal.
That's awesome.
And Darius hanging out. And some of that interview, by the way, on our website right now. And it looks like this.
Yeah, the I binged, of course, Ozark when season 3 of Ozark was awesome. I'm binging Dexter right now, which is, I should have done that a long time ago. It's great. Peaky Blinders, great show. I'm about to watch that again, I think. It's so good.
So good. I also loved Dexter, which is like one of those shows you watch and you're like, I can't, like, I feel I have this internal conflict, like I'm rooting for a serial killer, but you are.
It's amazing how these shows make you root for the worst people in the world.
Truly. Did you watch Yellowstone at all?
No, that's my next one. Everybody's talking about it. That's next.
That's a similar thing where you're like, I love these people, but they're horrible people and I don't know why I like them.
So you can check out Katie Neal with Darius, just hanging out every day this week at 2:00 on the Superstar Power Hour. And next week it'll be another big name, and the week after that too. So you make sure you're checking out that.
Do you have Netflix? Because I may be the only person, at least that I know, that doesn't have it. Do you have a subscription?
Yeah, Netflix. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know any of these shows. I watch like the Travel Channel or something like that. Food Network.
Well, the Emmys were the lowest rated they'd ever been because some people say, well, a lot of people don't know the shows because the people that know those shows love those shows.
And there's so many, to keep up with anyway, between all the new streaming services.
Yeah, and part of it too is that they're on at all different times. Everyone is watching them at different times. Even if you meet somebody that watches the show, you're like 2 seasons ahead of them, so you can't really talk about it. So it's called the golden age of television, but it's also very confusing on some level. This is going to be really great, and we're so proud to be part of this, our I'm Listening program that happens through our parent company, radio.com and Entercom. And Thomas Rhett is also a part of this article on New York's Country947.com talking about feeling inspired to write music to help people through these times. And then tomorrow on the radio in the afternoon, evening, I guess, 6:00, it is our special presentation of I'm Listening. So it's Thomas Rhett, it's Luke Combs, it's Katy Perry, and a whole bunch of other celebrities opening up about just mental health issues. Obviously, 2020 has been an all-time high for stress and anxiety and a lot of mental-related illnesses as well. So be a part of the show. Talk has the power to save lives. That'll be from 6 until 8, as you can see on the screen tomorrow. I'm Listening, and you can check it out on the radio.com app if you're not near the radio as well. So very important there. This article as well on New York's Country947.com. If you're one of these conspiracy people and you're like, well, what really did kill the dinosaurs? And what exactly? Well, there's something new now with the Titanic. It turns out explosions on the sun may have brought down the Titanic.
How do they figure?
Well, they figure it this way, Goldstein. It turns out that basically the Titanic was off. The compasses were affected by the aurora borealis. So the sun explosions caused the northern lights. And they believe the northern lights may have messed with the compasses, and that's why they hit the iceberg. Also,
like a magnetic field or something?
Yeah, and they also think that the SOS signal was somehow it sent the ship that was closest by that ended up getting there, late and could have saved more people. It turns out that they got wrong coordinates, or we're talking technology from 1912, but somehow that also affected. That's the theory.
Unbelievable.
So it's possible that that may have been an issue.
That was a bad. I mean, we think 2020 is going bad, but so they had a sun explosion that steered their GPS wrong right into an iceberg. It was like the perfect wrong conditions to cause this, basically.
1 in a million shot,
Yep.
so to speak. But who knows? Maybe that's wrong. But that's a new theory. You go through it yourself at New York's Country, 947.com. That's there as well. And this, if I'd seen this story, I know my mom watches these sometimes. I would have brought this right to her attention. Experts say, the conservation groups, you do not need to rake your leaves, which is what because we had this huge yard with all these trees. It seemed like every weekend we're just raking and raking.
Got all the blisters, just raking up the whole thing.
I can't tell you the blisters and the horrible. No, but you'd rake them, and then like 3 days later, it'd be twice as many leaves on the ground. Anyway, the theory is that it gives nutrients to the ground, and they do realize people don't want leaves all over the yard, but they're saying if you can pick maybe the backyard, or if you put them around your garden or trees, the leaves. But you always got to have that big pile you got to jump in, right? I mean, you got to have.
100%. You can jump out at people and scare them too.
Yeah. What are we doing if we're not jumping in a big pile of leaves that we just raked? What's the point of raking them?
What's the point? It's funny you're bringing that up because I was literally just talking about getting one of those like air blowers for the yard because me and my brothers are always complaining about who has to clean up the leaves. So I'm like, why don't we just get one of those? They got like the cool battery powered ones now. You can just go anywhere and clean up the leaves so easily because, like you said, you get the blisters all over the place. So, but now we can just leave them. Don't have to.
Now it turns out you're not supposed to rake them at all. Just so you know,
leave them.
Well, thanks everybody for jumping in. We'll grab some lunch. I got to go eat my chicken wings, and I got this like cucumber salad thing, and I'm excited. We might just bring people on here to cook, and I can just watch them cook.
Yeah, why not?
I'll be like, I'm gonna eat that later. All right. Thanks everybody. Talk to you tomorrow.